Oh, hey you. What do you want? Hey, you're gonna give me 4 power plays. I'm not gonna score on them, and you can score a shorthanded goal on me. Does that sound fair? Sounds like a good deal to me. Deal. Alright, good deal. Now, what was your name again? The Anaheim Ducks. Why? Now that we think about it, can we just cancel this? Ha, too late. What was I even thinking? That's worse than a typical Peter Chiarelli trade. Oh, hello, I didn't even see you there, just like the Stars didn't see Ryan Getzlaf on that goal. Now the Stars lose 2-0 to Ryan Miller. Ryan Miller only. That's basically the only Duck that was actually very, very good in this game. And Ryan Miller, I liked you. I liked you, Ryan Miller. I did like you before this game, but after this game, you put me through the ringer, to say the very least. So, before the game, I thought the Stars had a decent chance. Ducks aren't great at home, but you could definitely beat them. The Stars, even though they've had a couple of tough games in the past week, I'll admit that. Maybe they had a chance against the Ducks. Maybe they were going to play well. They did play well in the first, and things didn't really go their way. So, things are going well. Yammer gets a couple of chances. Miller makes a couple of saves. And then Richie just shoots off the post. The Stars take a penalty. Anaheim goes on the power play 6 seconds later, and there's a puck. It goes right off a crazy bounce. Scott gets the block shot, and then Lindholm is right there for the empty netter, and then he packs it in 1-0. That goal was absolutely atrocious. Not the goal necessarily itself, but everything leading up to it. Richie hitting the post about an inch away from the goal. Yeah, and then the penalty, which is very debatable. I'd say it's a penalty, but it was borderline, to say the least. And then the bounce. I think it goes off of Han Hughes' block shot right to Lindholm. Of course, Bishop is basically screened in front of 5 guys, so he can't see anything. And then he is just stoned as Lindholm is just sitting right there and is able to slap the puck in, and the Stars find themselves down 1-0 after a terrible turn of events, again, to say the very least. But the Stars end the period 1-0. They did outplay the Ducks. They did not have a good period. Besides one goal, they can come back from it. It's just a 1-goal lead for a little while. And a few minutes into the second period, doesn't start all too well as Corey Perry is left wide open. And then Bishop makes the fantastic glove save somehow, some way. The Stars leave a guy like Corey Perry, even though he has diminished a little bit and regressed a little bit in his shot. They leave Corey Perry wide open. It was a good shot, but Bishop stays there and stays there good. Now the Ducks get a couple of power plays, but don't worry, our PK is elite. We're good. We'll stay steady. The Stars do kill a couple of penalties to keep the game 1-0, and, well, it will be clutch for a while until a couple of things happen, and those couple of things were pretty big. Now, Radulov gets blatantly speared. No power play call on that game. And before basically this montage of power plays with the Stars didn't get a power play throughout this whole road trip and throughout this whole game. So they had going a long time with no power plays, and it was really frustrating at the time. We would get quite a few, but it didn't really matter, obviously. So, after that, not too much happens. Patterson gets a chance. There's a couple of chances here and there, but then something crazy happens. So the Stars get a power play, not too out of the ordinary. Now they get another power play. They're going on 5-on-3 anyway, so they might as well. Well, there's another power play. Another power play. All those droughts of power plays. Yeah, that's basically thrown out the window now. It's almost like the Anaheim Ducks were spoon-feeding it to you, Dallas. You almost had a chance. You almost had a big chance. And guess what? You blew it. You basically choked on your own spoon that you were getting fed. So a couple of nights ago, Gibson gets hurt. The plan was to start Miller anyways for this game, but Gibson gets hurt. Miller has to go in for the starting role. He plays against Vegas. He plays great. He comes in this game, he's getting the starter role. I don't know who's called up. I think it was Barra, someone from the Anaheim system in San Diego. And, of course, he has an amazing game. I think this was his first home start since, I think, December 3rd, something like that. And he absolutely took that to heart. one of the best games of his just flat out career. He made over 40 plus saves, gets the shutout. The only reason why Anaheim won this game was because of Miller. He was the only player that really gave a crap in the Anaheim, and basically in the whole Anaheim team. Just a fantastic performance from basically everything. The Stars had big trouble elevating the puck. They didn't do that too much, and Miller was taking advantage of that. He was basically having the flat out of the ice basically covered throughout the whole thing. The Stars had a huge problem elevating the puck, and of course Miller took advantage. So, those penalties, they have to come over sometime, and the Stars definitely choked those power plays away, but to make things worse, Getzlaf comes out of the box after his penalty called on him. He comes out of the box, comes up and makes a great play. The puck is flipped out, comes right back to Getzlaf, a beautiful pass, right to Getzlaf of all people, and of course it was spot on pass. He drifts in. Bishop is trying to poke him out because he's just out of nowhere, and the puck is basically right in the middle of the ice. Bishop tries to poke him, but he was too late on that necessarily. Getzlaf flips the puck over, kind of just flips it himself and the puck both over Bishop. Fantastic hand-eye coordination, and he makes the shot and goal. Tyler Seguin was trying to save it, just barely can't get there. And Getzlaf makes it fantastic. It was a fantastic goal. Don't get me wrong, but just a great goal by Getzlaf. And the Stars, they really should have had that. Bishop was too late to get that, and he should have noticed that earlier. I don't want to say that's Bishop's fault, but it's Bishop's fault. And of course, the rest of that was just a struggle for my mental state, man. This game, this is worse than the Vancouver game. This is worse than the San Jose game. I was debating whether the San Jose game was worse than Vancouver. Yeah, now that I look back upon it, it really wasn't. At least that game was over and done with at the end of the first period. This game, I had hope all the way through. I had hope that the Stars were going to play well. The Stars were the way better team throughout that whole game, and they decide to just choke it away in the wrong moments and just give it away to Anaheim after they were basically basically giving food and giving everything that they could to Dallas to let them score, except Miller really wasn't having it. And I said to myself, after that, after the guy took the penalty on the 5-on-3, I said, if we don't score on this, I really have no idea what I'm going to do. And they didn't score on it, and at that moment, I just had no hope whatsoever for the rest of the third period and the rest of the game. And really, this game just kind of wakes me up and I hopefully it wakes up the Stars, because they have been playing like crap in the last week. They did have that win against St. Louis, but to lose against Vancouver 6-0, against San Jose 5-2, and now this game, which was just brutal in every sense of the word. They haven't been playing good at all this last week, really. The game against St. Louis, I don't say that they deserve to get the win. Bishop was very, very good in that game, and other than that, I think the Stars have just been playing really, really badly and getting some terrible breaks for themselves. And then the game ends because the Stars just get really outworked in the wrong moments, and the Stars get exposed and lose 2-0. But after that, the Stars understandably had their frustration taken out on guys like Corey Perry and lots of those guys. After the game was over, there really was a lot of fighting, a lot of scruffing, and basically a couple of fights broke through. And that part was probably the most entertaining part of the game. Let's be serious. And really, if that's your highlight of the game, it's really, really sad. Again, those countless power plays that they didn't score is absolutely just enormously brutal. Like, at that point, I really didn't know what was going on and what the Stars were even going to do past this game, because they're missing those kind of chances. It's just unbelievable. If there was any word, again, to describe just Ryan Miller at this night, it would just be unbelievable. I wouldn't say he made highlight reel saves, but he made every single save and every single move that he needed to make saves from left to right to all sides, and he made so many saves that just blew my mind, man. Again, it wasn't highlight reel caliber, but it's just so many solid, just safe saves, and he gets it done. The Stars had a good game, but they just end up short in a couple of bad bounces and a couple of bad plays, and then you find themselves in the loss column. Now the next game is against the Kings, and what makes me so frustrated, this was the first game of the back-to-back. You have to get this win, the first game of the back-to-back. Next game is against the LA Kings, who have been hot lately. They're right behind your back in that wildcard spot. Now, even though the Stars are in the wildcard spot, they're going to be. They keep losing these games. They will find themselves in the wildcard. It's just a matter of time before St. Louis finds themselves again. Matter of time before Minnesota finds themselves again. The errors that happens, they can't happen in a league and a division like this. If you keep making mistakes, if you keep losing points to Vancouver and teams like that, you aren't going to make the playoffs. And I'm going to make a prediction here, even though I didn't make a prediction at the start of the season. If the Stars lose against the Kings, which is a bold prediction, they will not make the playoffs. And it's a bold prediction, but I think St. Louis will heat up once again past the trade deadline. I think Minnesota will get a lot better past the trade deadline. Teams in that division have kind of been slumping a little bit this last week, and I think that they will get better past the trade deadline. So I think the error that they keep making, they just need to stop happening. And if they stop, it'll get better. But if they keep spiraling out of control like they did this past week, it'll just go again out of control. Now, another thing that makes me sad, I got a stat here. The 24 third period shots by Dallas were the most taken in any period in Dallas Stars history. Any period throughout any game, any period, 24 third period shots by Dallas were the most of all time, and it amounted to 0 goals. That frustrates me to just the world's end, that we couldn't get anything out of a record being set for our franchise. Imagine getting nothing from a franchise-setting record. That's pretty impossible. Give it up to the Dallas Stars for doing that. But I want to go to bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Again, I said on Twitter I wasn't even expecting to make a video tonight. I wanted to, make this. I knew that the game was going to end at like 11 o'clock, so I'm just thinking I'm gonna go to sleep after this game, and I'm gonna make a video in the morning for you guys. And this game was so bad and so stressful and just such a disturbance in just my life and just my living and my sanity that I had to make a video tonight. If it was just another one of those games where maybe the Stars win, maybe the Stars lose a close game, I'm going to postpone it to tomorrow like I originally planned. But it had to be the worst game for my sanity, and probably one of the worst games that the Stars lost, that they could possibly choose to lose by being fantastic and losing. It's one of those games where I just have to talk about it, and it's a shame because I really did want sleep. But I can confirm the LA game starts at 9:30 Central Time. I can confirm I'm not going to make a video for that night. I just can't handle it for tomorrow. I guess technically today, because it's 1 o'clock. Yeah, the Stars are making me wait. The Stars are making me stay up till 1. Very happy about that, especially for a loss. Let's go, guys. Like and subscribe if you're not. Ring the bell. I don't know. The Stars disappoint me. How about you not? How about you click that subscribe button and actually do something good into my life like the Stars really haven't? I'll see you guys later. Hopefully in a better result for the Dallas Stars. Goodbye.